Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Teen Lines of Poetry Collection, and Gathering Faith, my upcoming manga, which should be releasing soon. Happy Friday! I hope your week has just been so amazing, and it's just been a great day so far. I'm so excited that you're here, and I am just super pumped that it is still Mermaid, and you guys have seen me sharing these past few Fridays, which means that Maeve and I are still doing our Mermaid manga challenge over on Instagram. I continue just to invite you friends to come join us. It's still ongoing, and we would just love to have you come join us. It's been so much fun, and keeping in with tradition of this month for the Fridays where we spotlight either mermaid manga or something related to the beach, swimming and such, I am sharing another manga. This one's about mermaids, and I'm super duper excited because it was just a very unique read. And that manga is Sea Princess Azuri. Look at this cover. It is so cute. So I didn't actually realize, and Tokyo Pop doesn't advertise it, but this is actually more of a kid geared manga. And let's just zoom in on that sparkle. I love everything about this cover. I actually got it because, yes, I like the cover, but the blurb I thought was really fascinating. And so basically the premise of this manga is Princess Azuri right here is the princess of the Orcan merfolk, which this is where it gets really fascinating. So the Orcan are merfolk, yes, but they have each mermaid in this world has animal-like qualities. And so they have orca-like abilities, which is really neat. You don't see a lot of that featured in the way of the abilities the actual species has, but physically you can see that. And there is, yes, one time where you can see how they have an orca-like ability, which was cool. Anyway, I'm rambling, but yes, she is the princess of them, and basically she is betrothed to the prince of the eel merfolk, who, yes, resemble sort of eels, which was really interesting because you would think eels aren't exactly pretty to look at. And no, I would not say he's the most admiring prince to look at or anything. It's really fascinating. Anyway, I'm still rambling. I'm so sorry, guys. But yes, they're betrothed. They are supposed to get married to bring peace to both of their kingdoms. But the thing is, our main girl here is in love with her royal guard, Thalos, I believe is how you say his name. And so this manga, basically, in this volume, she has her royal guard. She's realizing she has feelings for him. And so what is she going to do? Because she's supposed to be marrying the ill prince, bring peace to the kingdoms. And she's sort of do I really want to marry this prince? Or do I want to continue to see where her feelings go for her prince? Or for her royal guard. And so that she has that decision weighing on her shoulders. Goodness gracious. I'm just really excited, but apparently I just cannot get through sharing about this book. So let's jump right in to my thoughts about this. So I will admit the story was not my favorite. I enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't bad or anything, but the thing that made this a 5-star read for me is the word building. Hands down, I have never read or seen word building unique as this, especially concerning mermaids. I feel it takes what we usually see in manga, books, anime, movies, all of that, in the entertainment industry. It takes all of that and is you know what, we're just gonna give you something a little bit different. And while, yes, it does sound pretty weird to have an ill prince that is a mermaid, and let me try and see if I can get a good picture of him. Yeah, you can sort of see some good pictures of him here. He's up here, and he's right here. So, I mean, he looks pretty different. And then, of course, we have our main girl who also looks really different. Let me see if I can find a non-colored. Here's a good picture I really liked of her. And that is her royal guard, Thalos, and I loved it. I loved it. Having such a unique blend where you have mermaids who have animal-like physical qualities is totally mind-blowing. I have never thought of that with mermaids. I've never seen that with mermaids, and it was so good. There was one person that commented that they looked ugly, and I disagree. It is different. We're used to seeing mermaids have these very beautiful human-like features, and Princess Azuri, for her people, she is considered to be extremely beautiful, and the art makes her very beautiful. I love the art. There is so much detail that goes into the actual let's say word building, but the actual city and underwater and the effects, like all of it was so good. And we even have, I think it is called a selicorn, but basically this is the Ocean Realms version of the unicorn, a horned beast with the body of a large seal. And it's pretty cool. There are some just some terms that you need to know. And she sort of describes like different things about the world, but like you have a jelly squid who is supposed to be a monster that is half jellyfish, half giant squid, and always hungry. And then it goes into the mer whale, the orcan, the eel, and it is so good, guys. It is so good. Like I just love the setting, so much of this. And like I said, just the word building. It was so good. I mean, you don't have like this info dump of all this information about why they are the way they are and such. And there's even talking about that. Thalos has a best friend, sort of like a little brother, and he is a hybrid. So he is half orca and half something else. And man, I wish we could just explore that because it was interesting to see how it would be handled, and like just makes a nice good twist to this whole thing because you're not having full-blooded orcans, I guess, or full-blooded eels. You're having some of these merfolk who are having, like I said, just a hybrid, that they're a combination of two different species. And that was really, really interesting. I really loved where that direction could go. I'm saying this as if there's no more, and I'm really sad to say there is none. There is a volume 2, but when I last looked, the only copy I could find available is on Amazon for over $1,000, and I don't want the manga that bad. You can find this out of print manga, the first volume, fairly easy. Like I found a few places on Amazon, eBay, Mercari. I think those are the 3 places I mainly saw it. And it's a fairly short manga. It's not very long. And the art, like I said, is absolutely beautiful. But I was talking about it being out of print, but I'm so bummed that there's just not a ongoing series for this because it was really good. I think a very good manga for any age, not just younger girls. I feel like it just has something very special, and you can see the mangaka's excitement and her heart for this story. And it's just such a bummer that it didn't get past 2 volumes, but basically 1 because you can't find the other one. And I think it did end a little bit on a cliffhanger of sorts. I mean, it ended sort of solid, but you definitely want the second volume, hands down, for sure. But I really, really enjoyed this. And as a writer who's actually working on a mermaid story right now, I found it so incredibly inspiring. Like, so inspiring because it just made me think outside of the box. Like, okay, this is how mermaids have always been addressed in the entertainment industry, whether that's books or movies or everything in between. And, Erica just was like, hey, think outside the box. Think of something different. Look at what I've done. And it was so beautiful. I mean, I just loved the colors that she used and how the artwork was done, and just, I'm trying to find like a non-spoiler picture. This is a really good one. I don't think there's any spoilers, but look at her outfit. It's just so beautiful. I mean, I just love it. I can't get enough of this. I can't get enough of how everything was so well done with the art. And I will say that usually when I'm reading a manga, I focus on the story first, the art second. But this is very much the art first and then the story second. Like, I wanted more of the art and more things about this world because I just, again, found it inspiring, and I wanted to take some time this Friday to not only spot it for Mermaid Manga Challenge, or for the Mermaid Manga Challenge, I should say, but just because I wanted just to spotlight this book and just gush about how amazing this manga did in taking just such a fresh view on mermaids. Like, it was so cool, and it's just such a sweet story. Very, very well done. Oh, and look at this epic battle. Look at that. And I love the creatures, love the mermaids. And I forgot to mention too that it is pretty funny. There are some really good humorous spots that were just so cute and really shows the depth of friendship that is between Azuri and her royal guard. Like, I really, really enjoyed that. And it was awesome seeing the heroine of the story sort of appear at times almost more braver than what is supposed to be the royal guard. He is brave. I'm not saying he's not, but in the way that the story kicks off, it was really, really good. And I think too, like when you see the Eel Prince and you get a little bit of background history on how things are between these kingdoms, I mean, I sort of found myself rooting for him a little bit until I got to the end, and things sort of changed in that regard. But it was good. And I guess I will stop there with my ramblings because I feel like I'm repeating myself. But if you can get your hands on this, I definitely highly recommend Sea Princess Azuri. It is a just gorgeous read, and it's very inspiring and very creative. It's just a quick and delightful read. I think I read it in an evening, and it was just such a fun and happy way to pass the time. The art, like I said, is absolutely gorgeous. I look forward to just reading this again, especially as a writer, to find inspiration and just a new sense of creativity in my own story world. Let me know if you like mermaids and if there are any mermaid manga that you have read and really enjoyed. I would love to hear from you, friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. Bye!